53-man roster is getting closer and closer, and guess what? When you have to start releasing players, you'll have teams that will start to trade some of the players that they may not make their team, but another team may need that help at that position. Say if a team needs a wide receiver, you have access of wide receivers more on one team, you trade it away, maybe get a draft pick or another player that could help your team out, like a linebacker in the Lions' case. So in this video, I'm going to give you 6 players who the Detroit Lions should potentially look to trade to get some other help. But before we get into today's video, if you think it's a sound and smart idea to go ahead and eat squirrel turds, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, because we talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors. And sometimes being a Lions fan, you can eat some nasty stuff. Also, take that like button with you and let that bad boy get swallowed. Let's get into today's Lions 6 trade candidates. First person on my list is Julian Okwara, edge/linebacker. He potentially could be a player the Lions could look to trade. Now look, he's on the roster bubble in my opinion. I listened to Jeff Risdon the other day, and he was talking about Julian Okwara potentially not making this football team. So if that is the case, why not look to potentially trade him to another team? Maybe another team has a linebacker or a position like a defensive tackle. Maybe the Lions could look to get to help our team out. If Okwara's not going to make it, why not give it a try? And look, it's going to save the Detroit Lions some money here. $773,000 against the cap. Yes, that's not much, but it is a savings. So, hey, why not make a phone call to see if that could potentially happen if he does not make the roster anyways? Should the Detroit Lions look to trade away some players to get some capital or to get another player? Put it in the comment section. Why for yes and for no. That's going to be the pinned comment for this video. I'm curious to see what you think on this one. How about looking to trade Will Harris, cornerback/safety, from the Lions to another football team? Now, he's been competing with Jeffrey Okudah for that number 2 spot, but if you watched the preseason game against the Colts, Will Harris had a down game, and guess what? Jeffrey Okudah had a better game. Potentially just go ahead and keep Okudah as the number 2 guy, and you have other cornerbacks for the Lions that can help out, and other safeties. When we know we don't want Will Harris as a safety. It's going to save the Detroit Lions quite a bit of money here. $2.54 million against the cap. Not bad. So if he's not in the future for the Lions, another team may need help with the corner position. There's a plethora of teams that need help at that position, and we can get some value back. We need help at positions, linebacker, depth at defensive tackle, maybe even depth at a left or right tackle, a backup player, because our backup tackles did not look good. That could be an option for the Lions. I say, why not? Send Will Harris to another football team. And look, a team may like to have him. It's not going to cost really anything, a player swap, or, hey, get a 7th-round draft pick, something like that. Make the phone call to see it happen, because personally I think we all kind of agree that he's not really the future for this football team when you think of Will Harris. I'd rather have Jeffrey Okudah out there, see what he has. That's my opinion. A lot of teams need help at wide receiver, and there's a wide receiver on our football team that, to me, shouldn't make this roster. We traded for him last year. That's Trinity Benson. I'll have cost savings on there, but it's absolutely nothing there. This is more of, we have a ton of talent at wide receiver. We're talking, we got Kennedy, we got Cephus, we got Trinity Benson, and they're fighting for a spot or 2 spots. That's it. One of these guys is not going to make the team. And what are they going to do? Just put him on the practice squad? Well, it's possible, but maybe a team will pick him up anyways and throw him on their active roster because they're a deficit at wide receiver. Dallas Cowboys, Chicago Bears, they need help at wide receiver. There was rumors going around that the Cowboys would like to trade for Cephus, but hell, maybe they'd like to trade for Trinity Benson. Now, in preseason, it was kind of a mixed bag for Trinity Benson. He didn't play bad. It wasn't horrible. It's just we had other wide receivers that played better, like Tom Kennedy. Played better. Cephus, we think his ceiling is much higher than Trinity Benson. And look, if you want to save face, Brad Holmes, see if you can go ahead and get something for a guy that you traded for. Now, maybe no team wants Trinity Benson. Very possible. No team may want to trade for this guy. But hey, make a phone call. See if there's anything that can be getting out of this guy. That's what I would do. I would definitely look to see if that is a possibility. Because why not? Can't hurt to make a phone call, folks. It just can't hurt. Let's go ahead and get to 200 likes in this video. Smash that like button. Trying to get the likes up. Because the more likes we have in this channel, the more likes in this video, it pushes the content out there. And I like to brag against Chat Sports because they're always nagging on me about the damn likes. So go ahead and hit that like button. We were just talking about wide receivers. Quintez Cephus potentially could be a trade candidate. I love Quintez Cephus. I personally would like him to be on the team. But we do need help at linebacker. We absolutely do. Dallas Cowboys got a lot of linebackers. And they're rumored to like Quintez Cephus. So, keep Kennedy on the football team. Trade Quintez Cephus. Get a linebacker that could potentially even start on our football team. Because their depth is insane over there. They got so many linebackers that it's ridiculous. And we have a net negative of linebackers. It would save the Lions a little bit of money, less than $1 million. Cephus to Dallas for one of their linebackers. Make a phone call, see what it can happen. Because if we can get a guy like a linebacker that could start for the Detroit Lions and make a positive impact this year, we could potentially even win a game that we may not win because we're so bad at linebacker right now regarding the depth. We're absolutely bad. It's not good. And Quintez Cephus is going to be a number 5 on this football team, 5 or a 6. So when you're looking at getting a guy who can get plenty of snaps in the linebacker, whoever we could trade for from the Dallas Cowboys, against a guy who's not going to get as much snaps in Cephus, and you got to think Jameson Williams is going to come back probably by week 7, and it's going to even push him more down the depth chart. So that's a possibility for the Detroit Lions to go that route. I'd try to look to trade other wide receivers away first. Cephus is the one I'd like to hold on to because it's a little bit better, but no problem giving it a try. Other wide receiver here is Tom Kennedy, the preseason god right now. He's like the best wide receiver in preseason. 2 touchdowns last game, ton of yards. Tom Kennedy turning heads. I love Tom Kennedy. Maybe a team like the Chicago Bears or another team that needs help at wide receiver would take him. How can you not? I would take it. If I'm a team needing a wide receiver, and maybe all I got to do is give up a 7th-round draft pick or a player swap for a guy who is balling in preseason, why not? He potentially could be really helping the other team out. Tom Kennedy should have some value. He's damn good. Now, he's not great at any one thing, but all he does is he catches everything. That's a value for a team that has absolutely no depth at that position. And again, he may not even make our football team. That's how good the depth is. Literally, we're talking about one person we're talking about 2 people battling for that 6th spot for the wide receiver. So maybe they want to go with a kick returner in Alexander, or maybe they want to go a Trinity Benson. It brings a different dimension. So if that's the case, get something for nothing. Why just release this guy for him to get picked up by another team? At least make a phone call to see what happens. Because I think if they try to stash Tom Kennedy on the practice squad, I have a feeling another team would pick him up. If they were to release him, say, hey, put you on the PS here. Man, because they're a team like the Bears. Let's not make no jokes about it. Their wide receivers are butt cheeks. So a guy who impressed at preseason potentially could be on the team. So I'd like to at least get something for nothing, even again, if it's a player swap. How about Logan Stenberg, guard for the Detroit Lions? Now, he's been potentially not making this roster. We've talked about it on this channel. He's had a bad camp, but versus the Colts, he played well. We have decent depth at the guard position. Evan Brown, Tommy Kramer. Got some guys there that we know that can play it at that position. So he may even be on the outs anyways, regardless of how he played with the Colts. You could save $700,000 by trading him away. That wouldn't be bad. Be not a bad option for the Detroit Lions. And again, maybe you want to get a tackle, a backup tackle. And another team may have good at the backup tackle position, but not be good at depth at the guard position. I know the Cleveland Browns just have some issues there with the guard, so maybe that can be an option for them. Or again, linebacker, defensive tackle, those are big holes the Lions have in this football team. So I have no problem trading away some of these players to get something back. Why not? I think that's what every general manager should do in the position that they're at. If you're going to release players, and we got good depth now, compared to last year, this is different. The depth is better. Some of these players are going to get picked up if we're releasing. They're not just going to go to the practice squad. Other team, I think, will value what the Lions got. That's my personal opinion here. Follow me on all the social media sites. Lions Nation Unite. Follow me on there, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. A lot of content coming your way. Absolutely a lot. With that said, folks, adios.